Hey you guys, it's Rhonda here, and it's Saturday afternoon, the weekend leading into Thanksgiving in the US anyway. And I just wanted to take a moment to just make this quick little video just to share with you some of the things that I've been going through lately. And this is my little pre-Thanksgiving message for all of you out there about the importance of community and, just having a support system. I know I've talked about having a support system before under different circumstances, but so here's what's going on. I've been having a little health issue with one of my legs, and it's been dragging on for like the past few months. And, I kept thinking, oh, it's going to get better. I'm just gonna like take care of it at home, I ended up having to seek medical attention for it because it turned out to be something far more involved than I had originally given credit for. And unfortunately, I ended up in the emergency room last night. I was there for several hours due to the insistence of back up. The first thing that kind of tripped me up was that I was found myself in a situation where I needed some in-home care to come to my house twice a week. So nurses coming in to help with this situation, and they came for the first time yesterday, Friday, and they were like, I'm going to spare you on the details and everything, but basically upon their insistence, they said that I needed to go to the emergency room immediately to see about this. So I did, and the thing that really messed with my head, first of all, I wasn't expecting that yesterday. Of course, I wake up every day and I've got a whole plan of what I'm going to do. I've got work to do. I've got a business to run, 2 businesses to run, plus a few side things that I do. And, I just didn't have time for that. That's the moral of the story. Yeah, I didn't take time for myself, right? So hear me when I say, you have to take time for yourself. And, that couples in with taking the time to do yourself a favor and also make sure that you've got a good, strong network and community and a support system around you. I don't dwell on this and I don't think about this a lot, but I am living in a foreign country and my family is all the way on the other side of the pond in the US. And it's always in moments like this when I'm not feeling well or something, I miss them the most. And it really super sucks that yesterday I was completely stressed out of my mind about this situation. Of course, I didn't argue with the nurses when they said that I needed to go to the emergency room because they know better. And when they explained to me the seriousness of the matter, there was nothing I could say. But here's what really made me feel very emotional and tearful yesterday was just going through this alone. And so there's some layers that I wanted to pull back. That feeling of isolation. And then thinking back about how I got here in the first place. How did I arrive at this situation? Well, doing research into my condition, a lot of it was brought on by stress and working too much and not taking time for myself. So I've had to really stop and rethink the way I do things, and I'm in the process of restructuring a framework for myself of how I live and how much attention I give to my personal well-being, not always just focused on the well-being of my business and all these other things. So I just wanted to just say, if you are not paying close enough attention to your well-being, stop that right now. You might end up in a bad space, and it can happen like that. It can just, you may not get signs that you're working too much, you're not taking enough downtime, you're not spending enough time with loved ones. So that's the first thing I wanted to say is, it sounds like a no-brainer, but let me just say, even though that may seem like a no-brainer, I'm not a stupid person. I'm smart. I know what's going on. I know what all they say about stress and it's bad for your health, and I get that. But here's the thing. Sometimes we get stuck in these patterns, these habits, the rut of the way we do things. And it's like, oh, just one more, and then a year goes by, 2 years, 5, 10 years or more go by. And, next thing you know, you've just like been on this path to what could end up being either burnout or end up in an illness. So the other thing that has really kind of come full circle for me is really taking very seriously the importance of having people around you who are supportive and who are in your tribe and can be there for you for emotional support, just someone to talk to. And sometimes, it would have been great if I would have loved for Jordan to be with me yesterday to go to the emergency room. And I'm like out here driving around like Mr. Magoo, a little bit lost because I'd never been to the hospital before. I'm usually pretty healthy. And I know it sounds stupid because the hospital's not even that far from me. But the fact is that I just didn't know how to get there because I've never been. And then it was like the journey. Oh, where am I going to park? How far is it going to be from the car to the entrance? Because I'm walking around with this injured leg, And then thank goodness I had actually just leased a car. Or else I don't even know how I would have gotten there without having to, I could have called Uber, but I didn't feel good. So I didn't want to call Uber. I just really didn't want to be bothered with the whole situation to begin with, to be honest with you. But I just felt alone and it made me sad. And I got really emotional. I was sitting there waiting for the doctors and getting blood drawn and going to radiology and having tests done and all this. And I was just like, what if something were to happen to me? And, my family's not here. So, I've definitely come full circle with that. And I just had a birthday last Sunday. And so these things are hitting me a little harder now that I'm no longer just in my 50s. I'm in my late 50s now. And that just hits different. So I don't know. I just am really thinking a lot of things a lot more deeply lately. And where am I going with this video? I'm all over the place. Basically, take care of yourself. Make sure that you don't live an isolated life. That's the thing. The stress and the being alone all the time and the constantly working has greatly contributed to where I'm at right now. So I wanted to share that. And gratitude. Just be grateful for who you have in your life and love up on them. And as we're coming into Thanksgiving, give thanks for things like don't take advantage of or don't take for granted the friends and the loved ones that you have in your life. They may be the people who are sitting in the emergency room holding your hand while you are getting God knows what done to you. So that was it. I just wanted to share that on this Saturday afternoon as I am just rethinking how I do everything going forward. And I hope that you give some thought to my message today and that you take heed and be proactive in seeing after yourself, surrounding yourself with people who love you and who you love back, obviously, and that you, be ambitious, go for it, go after your everything. I'm always an advocate of that, but do it within reason. I think I haven't been very reasonable these last few years, and I finally am willing to admit that it's time to reconfigure some things. So thank you for listening. Have a wonderful weekend, and take care.